Hi guys, so basically I'm starting down here. So basically there's my UPS. This is basically what's powering this whole setup. Two PDUs are connected to over on that side. The under here is where I have all my cable manager stuff. So the only cable you see is XLR cable because of I need more length some extra times and I don't feel like uncabling it just to get to it, so I ran it outside. The cable here, which is a power cable, and then a Ethernet cable that goes over here, and then a USB cable that goes to a USB hub for this. So when I play it, I can basically record it to my computer and just turn around and basically start recording. And basically, because it would have been literally right under here if the stand that's part that came with it basically wasn't basically broken when it came. So there's that. So I moved this mic from back in the back room, also from over there to here. And so the only difference between here is this is a 1080p panel drawing tablet. This is 32-inch 1440p panel that I'm using at 1080p resolution, mainly because I'm using a splitter on here and here to go to the one input on my Mac, and then that because it saves a Thunderbolt adapter, a Thunderbolt port for actually USB/Thunderbolt stuff. And so I have a USB cable going a Thunderbolt to USB adapter to plug this into. So when I press the power button, it starts recording, and I can start recording and turn it off when I'm done. And then what's also back there on the USB-A port is this web camera, which is a Elgato face cam hooked onto a ball joint mount that has a clip that's put to the monitor and not the desk. And then the other cable, the other USB is going to my USB hub that's behind the desk. And then the other Thunderbolt port, which is going to a Thunderbolt to a USB adapter, is hooked to that USB port on there because my Mac is in the rack, in the Mac rack, so I can basically run my Mac there. The only problem with this one came partially damaged, where basically the little button you press, basically either it starts and then you have to basically somehow push it back out. So I have to turn the desk around when unplugging the Mac, and when turning the Mac back on with the power button, because of the little adapter puts it, the little thing that's supposed to push it basically got damaged by UPS, FedEx, because of what happened was it just doesn't hold the adapter, and also the screw itself that held down was kind of messed up in shipping, so I had to drill that out, or that's how it came from manufacturer. I'm not for sure. So this one was the cheaper one. Well, cheaper one because of the one that comes for the for the 2018 and 2020 Mac doesn't have a optical drive, so I have to basically put that there. And then my actual other Mac, which is a 2014 Mac Mini that I have in here, and that one is being used as a Dell development server. So, and also it runs OBS for capturing the switch, which is right below it. So when I load it up, I use this application called Screen Share, and it loads up this, which has my hard drives, storage drive, and I can basically send the data from here to my actual it gets saved to the storage drive on this Mac, and it gets basically I can transfer it to here to my storage to my NAS drive, and from there to this Mac, or I can basically transfer from here to here if I really wanted to. And so these are basically mirrored screens. So when I record on OBS on my M1, it basically would just record to record folder, and then I can just edit it here. And I can also I was thinking about hooking up a capture card to the Thunderbolt port. I mean to the HDMI port on the 2014 Mac, which is the cable right here. I was thinking about hooking this up to there so I could basically run my Mac this way and record the screen and just do the work over here. But this, because I originally wanted to have this hooked up to the 2014 Fresh Drawing, but the drawing applications didn't the one I wanted to use didn't work on that one, and it works on here better, and so I just hooked up and I also use it software called Presentify, which is a software for doing annotations on the screen. And when having a dual screen, I have to capture this screen, and I also have to capture the main screen and do some funky stuff just to get that to actually work. So I ended up just doing a screen mirroring with an HDMI splitter, and then when I record this screen, it would record that screen too. And the only thing is, OBS has a VRAM minimize for Fraction 1. 2, it has to basically, the screen has to be ran at 1080p, or if you have a 1440p P1, your other monitor has to support 1440p too. So if I had a 1440p drawing tablet and a 1440p adapter, then I could basically just do that, because it can't downscale automatically. It depends on the splitter, unless you're spending like a lot of money on a downscaler splitter. Didn't want to do that. I already had one, and so I'm just downscaling. Downscaling this one, but basically I'm meant to say upscale. You can't upscale from 1080p up to 1440p, but you can do the downscaling. And so but with splitter, this can't do 1440p and this one can't do 1080p, because with like a downscale split, I mean with like splitter, so it would have to be 1080p or 1440p and 1440p. So, and then with this one, I had to clone it because the image display doesn't look like this. This is basically the color palette from the from actually this monitor, the Asus monitor, and it just works. And yeah, and so when I'm done with the computer, instead of just shutting down the computer, since I actually would prefer not to these days because of the reason why is this monitor. I mean, this one is the power button is kind of picky on that one. Power button works perfectly fine on that one, but if I switch then that one doesn't work fine, and this one works actually fine. So it's just I think it's just how this one actually works, because this one is an instantaneous one. But I didn't really try it for a long period of time. I only tried for like 30 seconds, and it didn't work. And also, this thing actually came with a top, and I couldn't use actually that because the little button wouldn't actually press at all when like it's plug when like the adapter's when the top is on. So basically, I had to basically zip tie the Macs into the rack adapter, and then I basically can press them freely, or I can just basically let it run 24/7, which I'm doing, and just occasionally have to press the power off button, because basically if I have to turn this one off, I can just restart this one, or just pull the plug. Probably might just pull out the plug and plug that into a PDU power plug right here. So if the battery if it needs to restart, I can just flick the switch instead of having to do that. The only reason I got this was so I can put it into a rack the proper way, because it's properly in a rack now. Before I was using like a rack shelf, and I didn't really like that. And so now I can basically just, if I need to restart this one, the M1, I can just flick the actual power adapter and flick it back on, and it will basically fix any issues. And this one, I can just press and hold the power button, and then force restart it that way. And then there's this one that was just USB-A. That's plugged into my back of my Mac 2014. That's USB 3, and I can basically plug in a hard drive there to transfer data, and plug into there transfer data. That's plugged into the Thunderbolt ports on my M1, and so since it's a Thunderbolt to like USB adapter, I'm getting full speed instead of 2.0 speeds. So I'm getting full USB 3.0 speeds. So, and this is, if you look here, there's a slight latency because this one is 3 milliseconds behind, which I'm fine with because of this is mainly going to be used for extra drawing, and if I don't need it, I can just do actually this, and then the screen works as just a normal screen, and I don't have any latency because I don't notice it. But most people would notice it if they have it on. And so, and this will be going on Stream Deck. And also for the Stream Deck stuff, this one is actually really different. So this one has high and medium for like volume control, because that's all I care. Mute, and also access to OBS button and sleep, so I can sleep it. That's the only thing this is being used for. And start and recording OBS, which is recording my Switch right here. And then the other Stream Deck, which is here for like main stuff, which is basically just the basic stuff I've been using. I showed this in the Stream Deck application once on my Stream Deck before. The only thing that basically is changing is a couple of these apps. I can have access to this software, which is screen sharing on my Mac, so I can just press a button and load it up that way. And yeah, and then the only other thing is my actual green screen that's going to be hooked up. Like, all of this stuff is done other than setting up OBS. I'm going to do that. Also, new keyboard, Apple keyboard. It's fine for what I needed to do, and I find it easier than just pairing up my other keyboard. So yeah, which is a anti-pro, because I really don't care about mechanical these extra days. I just care about simplicity. And these are simply just turn on to sync. And I might even replace this with the MX Master with a Apple key with the Apple Magic Mouse, and I'm gonna keep using this one because this is my daily driver mouse, which is my Jellycom mouse. And also, then this is basically just my drawing pen that goes with this drawing tablet, and I have access to my volume button on here because I don't change the control the volume of the mic knob. So that's all the only thing I change is right here, the volume knob, when I need to change. Or I can basically just change it right here if I just use an actual if I use loopback. And then there's these headphones, which are my Sennheiser HD 650s, which are ones I use. And so yeah, and then this foot thing is just for foot comfort when I'm sitting at the desk for a long period of time. I wanted to upgrade this desk to a rack desk. I mean, to a stand desk that has a rack in there, but I didn't want to have to build that, so I'm just settling with this and get up occasionally. So, and this is how it is. So, thanks for the thanks for watching. This is just, and I think I'm actually finally done. I would say until the computer breaks, and I'm just gonna replace until both computers break. I'm gonna replace the actual computers with Max the next gen Mac Studios, because I expect these to last for like a while, and so, and actually power on, because when they stop powering on, that's when they will get upgraded, because I honestly don't care about the latest and greatest. I just care about if it works, and it works for Fresh now. So when the when they just stop powering on, then I'm going to get a Mac Studio of their, or an iteration of the Mac Studio, so, or the Mac Pro. I'm not for sure. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is everything, and also if I need to get access to just a stream deck more, or just move the monitor out of the way, I can just move it this way and then move the actual mic over here and have it like this if I'm not using drawing tablet specifically, and I have access to the stream deck, and I can basically just press this button, have access to like these, and be done. So thanks for watching, and that's pretty much how it's either like this, or move this out the way, and then move this into the way, and then move this back into the way. So it looks like this, and you may see actually the microphone inside the camera view sometimes, but sometimes not. And also, if I need to get more camera view like this out of the way, I can push Ash down. And yeah, so yeah. I hope this isn't really how, this is just a quick run and gun video instead of me like doing any fancy stuff on OBS. I'm just recording this because of, I don't feel like doing the fancy stuff all the time, and when I do, it just is like, it's basically would be done through OBS. I'm just recording this through a camera, so hope you like it. Bye.